Hey guys, and welcome to this week's art lesson. So this week, I'm going to review something with you that we learned all the way in the beginning of the school year, and I think it's a really important time for us to review the color wheel. So the color wheel is all about your colors and your different types of colors. So I'm going to fill in this color wheel with you. You do not have to do one. I just want you to kind of do it with me and learn how to figure out where each color goes on the color wheel. And then after that, we're going to take a separate piece of paper together and we're going to do an activity on a separate piece of paper. So for now, I need just your eyes and ears because we are going to learn how to fill in a color wheel. Okay, so there are a lot of different types of color wheels. This particular color wheel is only going to have 6 different colors, but sometimes when you see a color wheel, it has many more colors than that. So this one has 6, and 3 of those colors are primary and 3 of those colors are secondary. Each one of those 6 colors has a very certain place that they need to go. You can't just put them anywhere. They have to go in a certain spot on this color wheel. So first, before we fill this in, we're going to need to know the difference between primary colors and secondary colors. So what are the 3 primary colors? Okay, hopefully you guessed right. These are your 3 primary colors: yellow, red, and blue. What are your 3 secondary colors? You guessed it. Your 3 secondary colors are purple, orange, and green. Okay, so it's really important to know the difference between these 2 color families. They're very different. One of the most important things you need to know is that the primary colors, and that word primary, it means they're the first colors, okay? So we actually do not know how to make these 3 colors. I have no idea how to make yellow. I don't know how to make red or blue, but I do know that with these 3 colors, I can make all the other colors. So if I take these colors and mix them together, I know that I'm going to get the secondary colors. So the secondary colors can be made, and in order to make these 3 colors, you need the primary colors. Now you can't mix all 3 primary colors together, because if you mix all 3 together, we get brown. Okay, now sometimes you want to get brown, like maybe you're trying to make a tree trunk or something, but in the color wheel, we're not going to make brown. So what you want to do is just take 2 primary colors. Anytime you take 2 primary colors and mix them together, you get a secondary color. So how do you know which ones will make which? Well, that is where the color wheel comes in handy. So let's say I want to try yellow and red. Well, I already know, just because I have a good memory, I know that yellow and red make orange. But how would I, if I didn't know that, how would I use the color wheel to find that out? Okay, so now we're going to start filling in the color wheel. So here's my 3 primary colors again. I'm going to put, if you guys can see, there are 2 triangles here. One is a solid line and one is a dotted line. My solid line triangle is going to connect the 3 primary colors together. And on that top circle, I'm going to put yellow. Yellow goes on top. It's the lightest color. It's lighter than red and it's lighter than blue. So I'm gonna put it on the top. And then I'm gonna put the next lightest color. So which one would you say is lighter, red or blue? Red, right? Okay, good. So red does not go here because that's on our dotted line. It goes here because, again, remember, we're following the solid triangle. So I'm gonna skip one and I'm gonna color this one red. Okay. Then I skip another one and I follow my dotted triangle all the way to this circle over here, and I fill that in with my darkest primary color, which is blue. So that is how we fill in the primary colors on the color wheel. Now guess what goes in between those circles? You guessed right, it's the secondary colors. Now how do I know where these go? I can't just start coloring, I need to know where they live, okay? So first, I think I just said before, yellow and red, when you mix them together, these are two primary colors, when you mix them together, you get one of the secondary colors. When you mix yellow and red together, it turns orange. So I need to put orange here because yellow and red, when you mix them together and they come together, they make orange. So I can't put green here and I can't put purple here. It must be orange that lives in this circle. Okay, moving on. What happens when I mix yellow and blue together? Who lives here? When I mix yellow and blue together, I get green. That's a very bright, bright green. Okay, and our last secondary color, when I mix blue and red together, I get, must be purple. So purple lives here. And that is how you fill in a color wheel. Now on some of those other color wheels that you've seen, sometimes you'll see more colors in between these colors, and those are called your intermediate colors. Intermediate colors are when you mix these two colors together. So now in this case, I would be mixing purple with red. Purple's secondary, red is primary. So when you mix a primary with a secondary color, sometimes you get an intermediate color, which would be, in this case, reddish purple. Okay, now we'll talk about that a little bit more when you're in first grade. But for now, these are the colors that you should know in kindergarten. Your primary colors, your secondary colors, and how to make the secondary colors. So now let's get that second sheet of paper ready. And you will need some coloring tools. I don't know what you have. Do you have markers? Do you have crayons? Do you have colored pencils? Whatever it is, can you find, you can put me on pause and go find it, but you need to find these 6 colors, and it's okay if it's colored pencils, crayons, markers, or both, or whatever, but can you find these 6 colors in your house, and then we'll continue with the lesson? Okay, so this is a very quick activity, but again, it's really important that you guys know how to make your secondary colors. So what I'd like you to do is we're gonna follow this color chart along. And again, you don't need one. As long as I have one that you can look at, that's all that matters. We're gonna go around our color wheel. So yellow, I would like you to make a little yellow dot. Yellow. Sorry, you also need a pencil. Did I mention that? Yellow plus red. So we're taking 2 primary colors. Yellow plus red equals, what do red and yellow make? Who lives in between? That's right, orange. You can make your plus and equal signs. Oops, I dropped my marker. You can make your plus and equal signs with a black marker too, if that's easier or if it's nicer to look at. Okay, next colors. We're gonna move down. So we just did red and yellow. Now we're gonna move down and we're gonna do red with blue. Okay, so when you mix red and blue together, we get purple, also known as violet. So let's make a little equation for red plus blue equals, what does it make again? Purple. So there's your secondary color. This purple looks a little bluish, but it is purple. Okay, last color. we're gonna skip over. So we just did red and blue. Now we're gonna do blue and yellow. Blue and yellow make green. So blue plus yellow equals green. So notice all the colors that we have on this side of the equation, these are all primary. Red, blue, and yellow, primary colors. And then all the colors that we see on this side are all secondary because the primary colors make the secondary colors. So primary, and we'll put 2 primaries because 1 and 2 equal 1 secondary. So this is like color math. Can you guys make a color math chart and show me that you know how to make each secondary color, and then save this for our lesson next week where we're going to be doing something really cool with colors and color mixing, and you can just save that. So I know this was a very short activity, but it's very important for you guys to know your color wheel. And if you feel like doing it for fun, you can make your own color wheel. Oh, one more thing. You don't have to do this, but I think it's always good to know. 2 primary colors equal a secondary color, but when you put all 3 together, yellow plus red plus blue plus equals, what is it, guys? What does red and yellow and blue make? You got it. Brown. Okay, and that is all you need to do for this week. So have fun, and I'll see you next time.